Welcome everyone. My name is Josh and this is my XRP thesis. Stop what you're doing because right now today the most important financial event of your lifetime is unfolding in real time. The Strait of Hormuz is closed. 20% of the world's oil gone every single day since March 2nd, 2026. There is one asset sitting quietly. It was built in the background for exactly this moment. That asset is XRP. Stay with me for the next 6 minutes because what I'm about to tell you could change your life and how you see everything. Closure of the strait causes oil to spike past $100 and global inflation ignites overnight. Japan, which relies on 95% of its crude through that strait, is suddenly in a full-blown economic crisis. The yen weakens past 160 against the US dollar and Japan is forced to defend it. The Bank of Japan has no other option but to hike interest rates, the biggest hike in decades. The rate hike detonates a bomb that has been sitting under the global financial system for 30 years. The yen carry trade starts to unwind. $1 to $15 trillion of positions borrowed in yen at near zero interest rates that is invested in US bonds, real estate and equity. Suddenly, every position is loss-making overnight. Japanese institutions start dumping US treasuries. As a result, hundreds of billions of dollars are trying to cross borders rapidly and simultaneously. And SWIFT, the system the entire world uses to settle international payments, starts to buckle under pressure as it's old and tired and was never built for this much chaos. It takes days to settle and is way too expensive. The world needs a new settlement system right now. XRP settles at a fraction of a cent in just seconds. Ripple has spent a decade building the rails for exactly what the world needs right now. Ripple holds 75 regulatory licenses globally, has over 100 central bank and institutional partnerships, and boasts $95 billion in payments already processed. This new payment system uses XRP as a bridge asset that already has commodity status and is also ISO 2022 compliant. Japan, the country at the center of this crisis, already runs on Ripple's rails through SBI Holdings. But here's the smoking gun. The BIS, the central bank of all central banks, published the blueprint for their new unified global ledger through a project named Agora. This project talks about atomic settlement with 3 to 5 second finality at negligible costs. Does this sound strangely familiar? That is not a plan that the BIS are about to build themselves. What they are describing is the XRP ledger built by Ripple. It's ready and operational today. Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, is the only private sector representative that is consistently in rooms full of central bankers. You do not get invited to those rooms to pitch. You get invited when you are already the answer. Now let's talk about price. This is arithmetic, not speculation. XRP's liquidity corridors require a pool with a depth containing 200 to 500 times the size of each transaction. A modest carry trade unwind of $500 billion means an XRP price needs to be around $160 to $250 just to function. A full systemic crisis unwind of $1 to $2 trillion commands a price of $300 to $1,000. This would not be a ceiling price. This would become the new floor. On top of that, Ripple controls supply through escrow. There are 7 spot ETFs that permanently lock hundreds of millions of tokens out of circulation. Not to mention that both Garlinghouse and BlackRock's Larry Fink have publicly refused to discuss potential XRP ETF, citing legal inability. Executives do not cite legal constraints on hypothetical products unless the deal is already signed. There would be 2 compounding value events. Event 1, the crisis repricing commanding a $100 to $500 XRP price. Event 2 plays out over the following 3 to 4 years in the tokenization of all global assets, XRP replacing SWIFT entirely, settling the back end of the US stock market, as well as capturing a portion of the $4 quadrillion derivatives market, and finally becoming a Tier 1 global reserve asset. Target price at that stage is $1,000 to $10,000. Before I continue, I'm not a financial advisor, and the information is intended for educational purposes only. Please do your own research before investing any money as a result of this content. The strategy is simple. Accumulate now while the price is low, and protect it by storing your XRP in a cold wallet. Never sell. Selling will only trigger a capital gains event. Instead, borrow against it at a low loan-to-value ratio and let appreciation do the work by servicing the debt. This is how generational wealth is built. When XRP appreciates, there'll be a lot of people that run into a ton of money real quick. Do not get overexcited. This will only lead you to making bad decisions. The infrastructure is built. The licenses are in place. The central bankers are already in the room. The crisis that forces the world to adopt it is unfolding right now. This video is only the summary. If you want the full thesis, the carry trade mechanics in detail, the BIS blueprint breakdown, the RLUSD bond market masterstroke, Ripple's complete acquisition stack, it is all in the full in-depth video linked on this channel. Go watch it now. Thank you for watching.